Okay, I think we are streaming now. Oh, I love, everyone turns off their video as soon as we started streaming, and now it's just me. Oh, there's Karina. Okay.
I'm back.
All right, perfect. Okay, so still a little early, but we'll start letting in some guests.
Thank you, Veronica, for letting us do this, or for doing this with us. Ooh, that's loud.
I'm happy to be here. I can't wait until we can actually get back in person. Seeing each other. No, are you really somewhere where it looks like it's snowing or something?
No, we're in the same office.
Oh, okay. It looks like a little tree behind you. But
yeah, that's me right there. That's my head.
Oh, okay. I guess it was just a reflection of the light. It almost looks like a little wintry outside. That's what I was like.
It does. It's just a little gloomy. That's it. Yeah. Just a little gloomy today.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't leave the same room. You know, we sit in our little home office or wherever we are. And
okay.
I don't get outside very often.
Yeah, that's why I like these big windows. And then we got our neighbors, the West Chase District, across the street. So we get to see Dave Gilkson running across the street to come see us all the time.
Oh, cool.
No, it's funny because he literally does run across the street.
Yep.
Hi, good morning, guys. All right, so we'll get started shortly. This is the open networking kind of portion of things. And then we'll get started with the welcome and introductions around 11:45. But go ahead, put your contact information in the chat section, and feel free to introduce yourself, speak up, talk right now. It's all very open, very warm and welcoming and friendly.
So do you guys plan on, what's the next event that you have for your members planned?
We actually have a governmental affairs program scheduled tomorrow to go over transportation, the 36A route. And wait, no, that's next month. Tomorrow is Buffalo Bayou Community Project with Augie. That's what it is.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone can register for that if you want. I'll put that link to register. And then
I will add the May calendar.
Okay. Yeah, Karina will just add the May calendar for people to take a look at. We have a ribbon cutting on Friday at Restore Hyper Wellness Cryotherapy.
A lot of businesses opening.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, it just seems like we've been back in the office, like I said, for 3 weeks now, and Monica and Karina have just been on it with the ribbon cuttings and membership. So it's really good to get out there and celebrate all of our new members that are coming in. Okay, yeah, Karina put the May calendar right there. Perfect. We have a lot of events. It's like, wow. Once we're back in person, everything just hit us.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's good to be busy.
Are y'all going to start doing things in person, or are you going to keep?
We already have. So we have a couple of socials that are in person. For example, we have like Rise and Grind. That's our morning breakfast networking. That one's in person. Letting people in here. And then we have our networking after hours too. That's the third Thursday of every month. That one's in person as well.
Mm-hmm. And you've had pretty good participation and things.
Oh yeah, everyone's wanting to get back out there.
Oh, good. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also have, I try to keep the volume down because we echo, but, and I'm eating some pizza right now. But no, we also have our chamber orientations that are now back in person. So if you guys ever want to know about the chamber, I host those orientations first Wednesdays of the month. It's going to be on Cinco de Mayo. They're here at our office building. And then, of course, we have like the member one-on-one that I started, where I'm starting to help businesses that are members learn about like the member portal, their marketing options with us, and just kind of how to navigate through the chamber. So there's a lot of things that we're doing. And actually, while y'all are on here, if you got any young professionals, we do have a really cool event that we partnered with Cool Bus Houston. It's a party bus, mobile party bus, but they also do like go to murals or specific spots here in Houston, monuments and everything. But we have the Cool WHIP, which is West Houston Young Professionals Expeditions, where we're going to be actually touring the Dynamo Stadium this month. So if you have any young professionals, we are really trying to get the word out and get some young professionals to come along with us. I think the bus fits about 15, but if they don't make the bus, then they can actually meet at the Dynamo Stadium. But I'll be sure to post some information throughout the, event at the end. So I don't want to, we'll make some announcements about it, give them more.
Great.
Yep. So I am going to mute so I can finish my lunch, but I will talk to y'all soon.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I see a lot more people just joined on. I just want to reiterate, this is the open networking portion of everything. So feel free to unmute yourself, turn on your camera so we can see your beautiful smiling face. Go ahead and introduce yourself if you want to, and put your contact information in the chat. I see a lot of new faces, which I love seeing some new faces. So if we can answer any questions, if you're curious about what we do here at the chamber, how you can get out, how you can network, we are your gals. And then we have our wonderful and very, very handsome board chair, Ed Ryland, on today. Oh yeah, it's beautiful weather. I mean, it's honestly really nice right now because it's not too hot usually, Denise. It is super, super hot already. But we've been blessed with some great weather.
Indeed.
Hi, Dale. Good to see you again.
Hello. Good to see you too.
Glad to have you. Oh, and there's Jolie. Hello, Jolie. Ed, hope everything is good. I know everything is probably always good with you.
Yeah, right.
I never see a smile off your face.
There you go.
So
Life is great. So Deb, you said we were also on YouTube, live on YouTube streaming?
Yes, we are live on YouTube. So if you go to our website, we actually have a direct link to our YouTube channel where we keep these video resources for all of our members and prospect members of any sort to go and refer to at any given time. So this will live on our YouTube page. You want to send this to other clients or colleagues, please share away. Hi, Tisha. Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. It's nice to meet everybody. It's my first time here.
Oh, great. Glad to have you on. This is going
Nice
to be a
to
great
be here.
webinar.
Thank you. I moved here maybe about 3 years ago now from Chicago, Illinois, my husband and I. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And Lester, my husband actually attended a meeting in person. But with COVID now we're here virtually. He's like, Tish, he's busy today with work. So he's like, Tish, you may want to just hop on and just meet some people. So
Yeah,
it's nice to be with
absolutely.
everybody today. Yeah.
What do you miss most about Chicago?
I would say the food is really good.
We
in
have some good
Chicago.
food here, though. You got to do some exploring.
Yes, we
We have
do.
some great food here in Houston.
Yes, it was difficult with the, with COVID hit at the time where it's like we're not going out as much and more like cooking at home and stuff. And then the lakefront. We used to live like right by the lake. So
Oh,
miss that.
that was so nice.
Yeah. But other than that, I do like Houston for sure. We have family here. So that's the reason why we moved here. So
Oh,
it's
nice. Awesome.
nice to meet everybody.
Yeah. So why don't we do this, Devin, since Tisha started us off talking about Chicago, and why don't we start her off with introducing herself and what she does, and then we'll just have the rest of the folks do the same. So
Ed, I think that sounds like a fabulous idea.
yeah.
Sure. So I actually own my own business. I've been self-employed for approximately 7 years. I used to work for Kraft Foods in research and development. So when I opened my own consulting firm, I actually do research and development for food products as well as packaging, like physical packaging development. So I work for various companies. I actually launched some new products for HEB and did certain things like that. Yeah. But during COVID, I actually, very quickly, during COVID, I actually started a second company, a subsidiary company. So I also design perfumes and colognes. So using the same type of technical know-how of product development, I custom design perfumes and colognes for people as well. So signature scents
Wow, that is so cool.
that I have, yeah. So I have two businesses. So nice to be with everybody today.
Great.
Well, I'm the other newbie. I suppose I'll speak up. I'm Denise Patton, a recent implant from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I've been here since September. I've been in business for the last 20 years. BDP and Associates is my firm. I do performance management consulting, which basically is working with organizations in terms of assessment, training and development, and workforce development has been a part of what I've done over the years. And so I've been here so far trying to navigate where I need to be and who I need to know and connections in order to hopefully make some inroads here. I'm remotely working now with clients out of Milwaukee, but I'm looking forward to gaining some clients here in the Houston area. My son came here to go to college, Texas Southern, and never came home. So over the years, I've visited him in the worst time of the year here, August. And
August is hot.
yeah, so I never thought about living in Houston, actually. Just visiting was fine. But as a result of coming to what was supposed to be an opportunity in Waco, Texas, that didn't materialize, I just detoured, and my sister and I decided to go ahead and move to Houston. So we've been here trying to adjust. February was a real trauma for us because I thought I was back in Milwaukee for a minute with the snow and the cold and all that
Oh
good
my
stuff.
goodness.
Yeah, and
That
so
was traumatizing for all of us as well.
well, the interesting thing for us is that the snow nor the cold was traumatizing.
Yeah, it's just the after effects of what happened.
It was the loss of power.
Yes.
So we've been used to very cold weather. We've been used to lots of snow, but inside our house we had heat and lights, and to have had to experience no lights and no heat and no water, that was the nightmare for us.
Otherworldly, really.
When many of the Houstonians out here were worried about the snow on the ground, we were like, God, that's no snow. And the cold definitely was not a big deal. So, but yeah, but I'm like I said, just starting to try and make some connections here in the Houston area.
Well, there's definitely some great connections to be made within our chamber. And if you are in workforce development, I definitely encourage you, to get involved with our governmental affairs committee. They have some great connections in workforce. Even Ed here, gosh, he has a plethora of connections. He knows everybody and everybody knows him.
See, that's the kind of person I need to know.
Look at him smiling.
So let's do this, guys, because I know we got a fantastic program. So on the introductions, we're going to have to kind of keep them kind of short and focused. Otherwise, we're not going to have enough time to hear this wonderful presenter. But yes, the first thing is to get connected with the chamber, and we can get you connected with other folks. Okay, who we got up next? Is that Dale? How about you, Dale? You're on mute.
Hold on, Dale. Let me ask you to unmute. There we go. That work? You can hold down the space bar too and try talking that way.
Finally, the space bar works again. What do you know? Well, my name is Dale Gibble, as you can see there. and I've been president of Primary Computer Service for 37 years. So I guess that probably makes me the senior member. We help people with their computer systems. We design and upgrade computer systems, and when we sell these upgraded systems, they are so reliable that we give a 5-year warranty with them. And I help with networking, file server security, cameras, burglar alarms, everything connected with the computer and network, websites, the whole 9 yards, including repair of these wonderful computers. So call me at Primary Computer Service, where I am an engineer and not a geek.biz.
All right.
Thank you so much, Dale. Okay, who do we have next? Anyone go ahead, feel free to speak up, or else, I'm gonna have to be a little mean and pick on you and call on you. I see we have our wonderful president here though, Carrie Warner. So she's also another connection that and resource that you guys feel free to reach out to.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's see. We have Michael Catchy. We have Maritza Vela, Jolie, Jonathan, Lenora. You guys go ahead. Don't be shy. If not, go ahead. Just put your contact information in the chat too.
Okay.
Hi there, Lenora.
Hi, I apologize. I was eating lunch. I didn't want to.
Oh, no problem. It's okay. It's lunchtime right now. I got my
Yeah.
pizza up to the side too. I'm waiting on it.
But no, just introduce myself, Lenore Sorolla Pullman. I do have my own insurance firm, but I work with Navarro Insurance as one of their key brokers. And right now I'm doing a series of conversations with elected officials. My first one will be tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Will be with Adrian Garcia regarding the new disparity study and what's going on and what's happening with that. And then I have got confirmation that my next person will be Judge Lina Hidalgo. So I'm really excited of all the people and some other ones coming up. Who is it? Pamela Chan, who's the new person with doing the DEEO, I believe, from the county with the disparity study and go into that. She's going to be on there. So I'm having a huge, great folks involved in talking about what's going on with the county. And it's not just going to be the county, it's going to be with Metro, with HCC, with the Port of Houston, like Ed. I'm very, very well connected and I'm blessed with the response and the yeses I'm getting from everyone. So
Well, that's awesome, Lenora. You have to let us in on your secret because we've been trying to get Lina Hidalgo one of our governmental affairs webinars for almost a year now.
well, she's just a very good friend of mine. And I am very proud to say that when she first came on board, when she first ran for office, I was one of her first contributors. And I was one of the first people out there pushing her. So she remembers her friends without a doubt. And I'm blessed to be one of them. But I hope y'all stay in tune. It's tomorrow at 10 o'clock from 10 to 11. And you can register at Navarro Insurance.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lenora. And for everyone that just joined, don't forget, go ahead and put your contact information in the chat. We're going to have to get started here shortly to keep on a good time schedule because I know everyone has a busy day planned after this. So I want to respect everyone's time here. So go ahead, put your contact information in the chat. In just a couple moments, Ed Ryland will lead us in our welcome. Let's see, who else do we have here? Hey, Elvira, how are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
Good, doing well. We have a bunch of people registered today. So.
Well, I'll go ahead and speak up and say something while everybody's kind of coming in. If you guys don't know me, I'm Karina Cuera, the membership specialist with the Chamber. So if you are a member, I'm your best friend because you can reach out to me at any time so I can help you maximize your membership. As you remember, members are first in my book. And also, if you are not a member and you're on this call today and would like more information about our amazing chamber and network, I am more than happy to answer any questions you have. And I'd like to invite you to our chamber orientation May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I'll be sure to put the information in the chat when we get started a little bit towards the end of the meeting. But please reach out to me. I'd love to chat with everyone. You guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, Veronica, for doing this with us. Hello, Ed. Thank you as leader, and Carrie as our president. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karina. And I think you froze, so it's kind of funny. I'm going to keep your tile like that, but all right, guys. Well, at this time, I'm going to ask everyone to please remain muted. If there's some time at the end, we can do some more introductions, but there may not be. So just go ahead and don't forget to put your contact information in the chat. At the end, I'll be sending out a survey link as well. Since this is a brand new series, and it seems to be doing really well so far and getting a lot of attention, I just want to send out a survey and kind of gauge y'all's response for this. So I'll send that a little later, but right now I'd like to introduce Ed Ryland with Arvo Realty and our wonderful board chair. Take it away, Ed.
All right, so good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first How to Do Business with series. My name is Ed Ryland, and I am president and CEO of Arvo Realty Advisors. We are expert commercial real estate advisors. So if you have a commercial real estate challenge or opportunity or need, give our office a call. But my most exciting job this year is chairing the West Houston Chamber, working with this great staff that we have that's led by Carrie and Devin and Corina and others. So I'm very excited to be here. Thank you guys for joining us today. This is really, really exciting to see the first series kicked off. And one of my very favorite people and one of the most respected people in her field, Veronica, you guys are in for a treat. She knows her stuff. And she is committed to the small business, diversity business arena. And so I'm so grateful that she responded. Now, why are we doing this How to Do Business with series? You know, the Chamber recognized that about 68% of our members are members like you, that's small business. And if you have been keeping in touch with what's been happening with the small business community, it's been very, very challenging. Many of our small businesses did not make it through last year, and many more are struggling to stay alive today. And so the Chamber's focus is to make sure that we put our members first, and then we're also looking at how can we ensure or help ensure that our members not only stay alive, but they begin to thrive. And one of the things that we knew could be of value to our members is if we could introduce them to people who are in the business arena that will allow them to build relationships and to better understand how to do business with those different entities. And so we're focusing on how can small business do business with larger institutions. And so this entire series, and they'll talk more about the upcoming series later, but our entire focus is to get our members educated, introduced, trained, and able to do business with large organizations. But also keep in mind, we want you to do business with each other also. So with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to Devin so she can kick us off. But thank you guys for joining. Stay tuned, get involved, and stay involved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ed. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly go through some housekeeping rules, and then I'll turn it over to Veronica because that's why we're all really here today. Okay, so for the duration of this program, all guests will be muted. If you have any questions, please keep them up here in your brain or go ahead and put them in the chat section because we'll have a Q&A a little later around 12:45. Ed Ryland, he'll facilitate that Q&A. So we want to hear your questions, but be sure to just put them in the chat section. To better view the speakers, you can go ahead and put it on speaker view. You can do that on the little right-hand corner in the view. You can toggle over and it says speaker view. That way we can see the wonderful presentation that Veronica has prepared for us today. And then last, I know I've said it a million times already, but don't forget to put your contact information in the chat section. That way we can all make some new connections and follow up with each other after this. And I think that is about it. So without further ado, Veronica, take it away.
All right. Well, good morning. I am really excited to be here. We have participated with the Chamber for many years, always in person, and I can't wait to get back to that state with you guys again. I miss many of you. There is a big difference from meeting each other virtually versus meeting each other in person. And I can really appreciate all of you suppliers that continue to knock on our door and request those virtual meetings with us, because we will be back in person soon. And we will, we'll meet again, and you have already made that step to make the connection. So when we are back in person, that connection's been made. It's going to be a much easier transition. So give me just a second to pull up my presentation real quick. And I would love for you guys to post your questions in the chat, like Devin stated. There's a lot to learn in government procurement. And give me just a second. There's a lot to learn in government procurement. And we do a series of courses to help you get more acclimated with the process. Hang on just a second. I want to get this in the right view. So excuse me just a second. I want to put this in the presenter view, sorry. I apologize. There we go. I just want this bigger. There we go. All right. And again, thanks for having me today. I'm really pleased to announce that I've been managing the small business program at HCC for 6 years now. I recently got a staff member. Her name is Deborah Aaron. She is a procurement assistant. Many of you may have already seen Deborah out. She's been participating virtually like I have, or you have had the chance to interact with her. She's helping me schedule meet and greets. She's helping us come up with the variety of educational opportunities that we're putting on. And so you'll be seeing her out with me in the public here real soon. We anticipate that we're going to start exhibiting and getting back in front of the businesses here within the next few weeks. So with that being said, today's presentation is going to be about doing business with Houston Community College Procurement Department. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Small Business Development Program. A little bit about my background. I've been in government procurement for about 25 years. I'm a transplant from Dallas. I worked for 3 major cities outside of the Dallas Metroplex. And then I relocated to Houston about 15 years ago, and I worked at the city of Houston for about 10 years in the procurement department. So I'm very versed in government procurement and government contracting. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. All right. So a little bit about our agenda today. The first thing what we're going to do is you're going to meet the team. I have a little org chart that I put together. Understanding the team and the makeup of our organization is going to help you navigate HCC a lot better. You want to make sure that you're always talking to the buyer that handles your commodity or service. We're going to talk about bidder registration. This is very important. This is how we know who you are. It's very redundant to many of you, but I can guarantee that the majority of you have not taken the step that's required to get that email notification from us. And that's what we call bidder registration on our website. We're going to talk about the current and upcoming procurement opportunities. I know this is what you want to hear. We have current bids on the street, and we have upcoming procurement opportunities. One that I know Lenore will be interested in, so I hope she's paying attention. And then we're going to talk to you a little bit about the outreach that we have coming up. We have some small business outreach and educational opportunities on the calendar. So this is a look at our procurement team. We're divided up into 3 areas. We're under the direction of, we're under the direction of Joseph Gavin. He is the executive director in procurement. The sourcing team consists of a layer of buyers underneath a senior lead. If you're interested in knowing exactly who your buyer is, please send me an email and I'll get that information to you. For example, Art Lopez, he handles the construction for our projects. He handles facilities and police. Corey Douglas manages HR. And then we have a buyer, Marilyn Vega, manages IT. And then some of our other buyers just do the quotes. Under the Small Business Development Program, you have myself and Deborah Aaron. And on the operations side, you have Christopher Burton and Gia Hodges, who's a contract analyst, as well as our supplier analyst, Daniel. This is a look at our website. So the first thing that I said earlier we were going to do is we're going to talk about getting notified. There is a distinct difference between a vendor and a bidder. We like to use those terms interchangeably. A vendor is actually somebody who has, done business, has received a method of payment, a PO. A bidder is somebody who's looking to do business with your organization. Now, we call our registration register as a vendor, and there's a big misconception because a lot of our vendors have received POs or contracts from us, but they're not registered in our system. You have to be registered in our system as a vendor in order to receive those emails, regardless of if you've had a PO issued to you or if you've done work for us in the past. Once you step into our system a little bit more, there's 3 options at the bottom of the screen. This screen right here kind of tricks people a little bit. Don't stumble on this page right here. Either of the options that you select at the bottom is going to take you into our portal. Under that option number 1, that lookup option, anybody can go into this system and create a public profile. Anyone. That public profile does not link you to HCC. What that public profile does is it links you to anybody that's just generally looking for your service or commodity out on the internet or through this system, and they'll find you. Option number 2 is going to let you renew or update. You're going to want to make sure that at least once a year you go into your application and renew it. After 2 years, your application expires with HCC. And then probably about a few months after that, you're going to totally fall out of our database and not hear from us again. Option 3, of course, is a new registration. If you've never done business with us or received those emails, you're going to want to go under option 3. A lot of people get confused under this screen. When they log in, they see that their tax ID number has been identified or their business name is identified. All that means is either you have a public profile, you could be a certified vendor, or you could have been a prime or a sub on a project that isn't even related to HCC. So what you need to do, make sure once you log in, you see the HCC logo in the left corner. And what I did was I looked up a few of your chamber members from your directory to use as some examples here so that you can actually see what I'm speaking about. So one of your chamber members is Berkeley Research Group. This is a really good example of a complete vendor application. First and foremost, as I said, always make sure you see this HCC logo in the left corner. That lets you know that you are in HCC's portal. There's a number of tabs across the top that each of you will see. The only thing that matters to you when doing business with us is that you see our logo. At any time, you can go in and update your profile. You can view it, deactivate it. As I said, after 2 years, it will expire. And then after some point in time, you won't hear from us at all. The commodity code portion of the vendor application, again, very important. This is a great, great example of a almost perfect vendor application. Look at all the commodity codes that Berkeley Research Group has. A lot of times vendors tell me that they're concerned with having too many codes on their profile. I can promise you, you're never going to hear from us too much. This is almost, it's very hard, I would say, to know exactly what code the buyer may pick. So you want to make sure that you select the high level codes as well as the codes underneath. Now, Berkeley Research Group, I couldn't tell you exactly what they do, but anytime one of our buyers goes into the system and searches for any of these codes here, Berkeley Research Group is going to come up. They are one of the few vendors in our website, in our database, that have an active profile. You can change these, you can add these. If you don't respond to a solicitation request, we're not going to take you off the list. So I encourage everybody to always put in a robust business description and as many codes as you want. Now, like I said, I like to use some of the West Houston Chamber of Commerce members as examples. And since Ed has been so smiley all morning, we're going to use him as one of our examples. Now, I've worked with Ed for many years. He's come into our office, and Ed has probably even been awarded some projects with HCC. What has happened with Ed is he does not have a vendor application on file. So what that means is when our buyers go out to solicit for his services, they will not find him. We could keyword search for him. We could put in his tax ID number. Ed will never, ever come up. There's also, as you can see at the top, I highlighted some bus companies, ABBA Bus Company, Cool Bus Houston, and Avelia Houston Charter Bus. And the reason I specifically picked those bus companies was because I was trying to use examples of your members who actually have a great chance at doing business with us, because we have a lot of opportunities for those types of services. Now, all three of those bus companies, none of them have applications on file for HCC. There is an abundance of opportunity for these bus companies. What I'm more than happy to do is we are going to look up each and every one of the attendees today to make sure that you have an active vendor profile on place with HCC. We'll help you get through that process. And if the chamber wants, if you want to extend the offer out to your members, we're more than happy to look up all of your members to make sure that everybody is onboarded properly and that you can learn about our bid opportunities. So Ed, if you need any help getting your vendor profile up to date, give us a holler. We'd love to help you. We don't want to let you miss any opportunities. Now, this is vendor registration for goods or services and professional services alike. Catering vendors, I noticed the chamber has a lot of vendors that can provide catering services to HCC. Our catering services are handled by a third party called America to Go. All catering is on site. It's free to be in this program. Vivian Borden is the program manager. You can reach out to her to get information about the program, or you can reach out to me and I'll get you in contact with Vivian. The way the program works is our end users enter their order online. Your menus are uploaded online, your menus and pricing. It's uploaded online, and just like any other online ordering portal, our end users can go out and order the food, exactly what they want, when they want it to have delivered. And again, that's going to be for on-site catering. America to Go does come out. They inspect your facility. They make sure that you have the proper health certifications and insurance that's required to do business in the state of Texas. If you're interested in this program and there may be some requirements that you don't meet, please reach out to me. We want to make sure that all of our businesses have an opportunity to participate in this program. And please pass this information along to your other chamber members that cater. HCC, we hold a lot of events. We eat a lot of food. So this is a great time to get your business in the portal, either as a caterer or as a vendor that can provide services or commodities to the college. All right, so now we're going to talk about some of the current bids. This is a look at our procurement webpage when you log on to hccs.edu/procurement. Towards the middle of the page, you're going to see this matrix. There's a couple of things we're going to talk about on this page. First, this is going to be the current bids. I actually want to point out this archived bids tab. I didn't create a slide in the presentation to talk about this, but this archive bids tab is essentially where we house all of our awarded projects. If a bid goes out on the street and it's something that you're interested in, I encourage you to go back here on this archived bids tab. I think we have bids as far as 10 years back. You can find information on who was awarded the bid, when it was awarded, pricing information, and contract terms. So you should use that to your advantage. All right, so we have two current procurement opportunities out, and I put a lot of arrows on the screen so that I could bring a few things to everyone's attention. The first arrow I put at the top is our website. This is where you're going to want to go to fill out that vendor application. Again, If you fill out that vendor application, then you don't need to worry about checking our website, looking in the newspaper, or waiting to hear from the buyer. Keep your vendor application up to date, and these projects will come to you automatically. The second arrow right here is this due date. During COVID, I believe we had authority to accept some electronic bids. We're not doing that anymore. If you're not familiar with government procurement, this due date means that it has to be in a sealed envelope, and it has to be submitted to a designated place by a designated time. No more electronic bids. Everything is a sealed envelope, and you will get that information out of the bid packet. These other two arrows here, again, if you're not familiar with government procurement, there's a big difference between an IFB and RFP, and then Houston Community College, we created what's called RFPC. IFB, and we teach a course on this, an IFB is an invitation for bid. Those three, the acronym lets you know that the college is going to award this particular project based on price. We're interested in how much it's going to cost us. So this is a project for a culinary arts interior shell build out. It's due on the 30th, so just in a few days, but you can still go online and get the pre-bid sign-in sheet, perhaps that you may have some services that you can offer. Then you're certified and there's a goal on this project. You can still do some work on it. This RFPC right here, it's an RFP, but the C lets you know it's for a commodity. Now we're looking for a robotic welding training system. It's due May 27th. You can go on our website and download these documents. When you're on the website, if you notice that there's a project that you're interested in, but you may not be able to perform the whole project by yourself, take a look at the sign-in sheet, and I encourage you to reach out to the individuals that participated in the pre-bid meeting to let them know about your services. Most importantly, if you're certified by an agency that we recognize, and we'll talk about that, let them know that as well, because you are very, very, they need you. Let's put it like that. When it comes down to the evaluation process in an RFP, if there is a small business participation goal on that project and you're a certified small business, you look real valuable to the prime. So you want to make sure that if you meet the requirements of certification, that you follow through on that process. And our office can help you get work through that as well. I saw Sharonda Murray was on the line. She is one of our great partners with Metro, and we work real close together to make sure that everybody is certified. Okay, so this is a look at our upcoming opportunities. There are some days when I have 15 upcoming opportunities to talk about, and there's some days when we have 3. This happens to be a day when we have 3. But no worries. The procurement department probably issues 30, 40 POs a day. I mean, we are that busy at HCC, even during the pandemic. So 3 of the projects that we have coming up. And again, in order to hear about these projects, you need to fill out a vendor application. If you are interested in these projects, please send me an email immediately after this presentation so that I can get you in contact with the buyer to make sure that your vendor application is processed correctly and it's on file so that when we put this out, you'll hear from us. So we're looking for quotes for ice machines for maintenance and repair. Now, a quote at HCC is considered a procurement that is under $50,000 annual spend. That means that we are required to get 3 quotes in order to fulfill this need. Many times they get maybe more, but the law requires that we get 3. The second one is a request for proposal. This is going to go out on our website. We're looking for a third-party administrator for 403B and 457 plans. I noticed again in the member directory for the chamber that you have some members that can offer this to us. Please extend this information to them. We, believe it or not, it's very hard for us to find vendors in our database, and it's again because they're not filling out that vendor application. And the last one is a request for qualification for commissioning services. So if you're interested in these, please let me know so that I can get you in contact with the buyer before it's released on the street. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is our procurement plan. Again, this is a look at our website, main website, hccs.edu/procurement, the procurement plan. Most government agencies actually have a plan like this on their website. HCC issues the plan each calendar year. It's a snapshot of our major projects. What that means is, look, these are the projects that we've knew about that were in the pipeline. This is when we anticipate putting them out on the street. Sometimes the project goes out during the month it's anticipated, and sometimes it gets moved. This is a fluid document and it's updated quarterly. So at the end of every year, you should have a tickler in your calendar to come back to our website, because we don't send out an e-blast about this. It's just posted on the website, and it's a fluid document. We may speak about it here or there, but you'll want to make a note to go to our website at the beginning of the year to take a look at it, and then go back quarterly to look at the updates. So what I did was I looked through your membership again, and I just pulled out a few things that may be of interest to your members. There's probably 60 things on the plan. But the ones that I pulled out are coming up in the next month or so. The first one is event planning services. You may not realize it, but HCC, we do a ton of graduations, a ton of chancellor's events, a ton of just events to get our students engaged, the businesses engaged, and the faculty engaged. Moving and office relocation services. This is a great opportunity, again, for some of your members. In order to hear about this, they have to register on our website. Make sure that they pull the codes related to the service that they provide or they're interested in hearing about. Event venue pool. So many times, HCC, we're always looking for an event venue. If you have one in your district, in your area, your members have one, please, please register with us. When this comes out, bid on it. This is a new project for us. There are things that we don't know that we need that the vendor community can help us. So when the projects go out, if you see that we are asking for something that may be too tight or something that you can't provide, or, you know, the requirements are just so tight that it looks like it may be for one vendor or whatever the case may be, we need you to let us know, right? Because we're subject matter experts to a certain extent. You, on the other hand, you're the business owner, you're the sales expert, you know exactly what is required to get the job done. Chartered ground transportation, there it is again. The bus companies that are members with you, the limo companies that are members with you. I have to run reports for our buyers to find these individuals. So please help them get registered in our system. We take students to trips to different colleges inside Texas. We take them outside of Texas. They go to different athletic events. Our board members and our college representatives need transportation. So please register so that you can do business with us. And then the last one, and this was the one that I was speaking to about for Lenora. It's an insurance policy purchase. The reason it says March in parentheses is because this was on our procurement plan to go out in March, and it has not gone out yet. So there's still an opportunity to register and keep this on your radar if you can provide these services to us. All right, so now a little bit about the Small Business Development Program at HCC. We have a Small Business Development Program. It's a race and gender neutral program. What we did about 2 years ago to further increase the amount of participation for our small businesses is we changed the evaluation criteria in RFPs. It used to be a certain number of points was designated for small business practices, and the points were designated according to subcontractor participation. We made a change about 2 years ago, and points are now given if you are a certified prime and a sub. So essentially what we're saying is 2 certified businesses can receive more points than a prime not certified working with the small business. And again, we did that so that we can increase the amount of participation from our small businesses in our program. Our current goal is 35%. I'm happy to say that during fiscal year 2020, even during the pandemic, we met 36%. Before the pandemic, we were closer to 42, 43% small business participation. During that pandemic, a lot of the purchases were made for PPE here locally through our small businesses. That's hand sanitizers, the masks. We even had a local SBE that we met at Milton's Breakfast, which is the Greater Houston Business Procurement Forum, come in and administer 100 vaccines at one of our campus. They did that about a month ago. So the connections that you can make from these types of events is just, it's unbelievable. So we were actually able to partner with the local small business here that has done business with the college to administer the vaccines to our students and staff. So that was a really great win. On our projects, the goals for small business participation, they do vary. Construction projects, there is a hard 35% goal on those projects. Goods and services, we have a 25% small business participation goal. And then our projects where there's minimal subcontracting opportunity, there's a 5% subcontracting goal. Again, the program was designed to stimulate the growth, represent our diverse community. Something that we do that's different maybe than from some of the other agencies. Our program applies to contracts over $50,000 as well as under $50,000. The under $50,000 procurements, what happens is when the requisition comes through the sourcing department, they reach over to the small business program and we will search in the certified database to see if there are any local vendors here that can actually meet those requirements. So if you are a certified vendor and you have a vendor application on file with HCC, you're essentially in two different pools and we have two ways of reaching you. And again, the overall goal for the college is the 35%. We did expand our certifications about 3 or 4 years ago. From the city of Houston, we used to only take the SBE goal. We now take the M, the W, the P, and the D. From all of the other agencies, it's only the SBE. And then from the SBA, we only recognize the 8A. Certification has to be in place when you bid on a project. What we're able to do is if you bid on a project and the certification is in process at the city or whatever the agency may be, we can sometimes help fast track that or get you an initial preliminary approval. So let us know how we can help you. We're here to help. We want to make the transition to certification easy. We decided that we do not need to be a certification agency. We have so many of our partners in the area that do a great job of that. And we understand all the time that it takes for you to put that together. So let us know how we can help you in this area. Without you being certified, it's hard for us to meet our goals. So we definitely want to help you get certified. This is a look at our procurement team just a few weeks ago. Back in March, we had access to HCC, which used to be an in-person event. This year we celebrated 6 years. Our keynote was Mario Ellie. He's a former Houston Rockets player. He came in and he talked a little bit about his business and how he overcame some things professionally and personally. We were also lucky that Mario signed basketballs and bobbleheads and some pictures, and we raffled those items off. Now we had 290 people online participating in this. And I will say we had about 30 items that we raffled off. A good 20 of those items were actually given to local Houston people that stayed on the line. They entered the raffle and they actually won those items. Our director of procurement operations gave a presentation on, you're an SBE, so, how do you sell to us? What does that look like for you? How do you get in the door? How do you market yourself? How do you navigate HCC? And then we had all 14 of our procurement team members come on, introduce themselves to you, let you know exactly what they procure. And then we had 8 of our client departments. I would imagine in 2022, we're going to be back in person doing this. This is our signature event of the year. It's called Access to HCC because it gives you access to the procurement department, access to those opportunities, and access to those key people that you need to talk to in order to be successful with HCC. As you can see in the picture, we're holding an award. We're really proud. The procurement team, about 6 years in a row now, we've won the AEP award, which is the Achievement of Excellence in Procurement Award. That award is only given out to procurement departments that meet a high level of required criteria. And it proves in the procurement world that we are continuing to be innovative and do things moving forward. We're not keeping, we're going ahead with the times, essentially. Every year the requirements change for that. And so we work very hard and we're very proud of that. We've also been named in 2021, one of the Supplier Diversity Champions of the Year. So this is a look at our next webinar, and I'll be more than happy to provide you the slides. So don't worry about trying to get the information off the screen. On May 18th, we're going to hold a virtual presentation. It's called What Vendors Need to Know. We're going to talk about public procurement, ethics, conflict of interest, and public information laws. The reason why we're talking about the conflict of interest is because that's the required form in our document. And I don't really think a lot of vendors understand exactly what the form means, what it's used for. They don't really understand when they could request public information. And then they just don't understand or know about public procurement requirements and the ethics that surround those. So this is free. All of our training is free to you. We have a constant contact page that we would love for you to sign up on, or when you're a vendor in our system. And if you're a vendor in our system, you should have received this. So if you did not receive this flyer, that would be an indication you probably don't have a vendor application on file. Also in the pipeline for May or June, we have contracted with a presenter to talk about the Restaurant Relief Fund. There is some funding available to our restaurateurs. And we are also going to have a presentation from legal counsel about the vaccine policies. It's come up quite often in healthcare as well as in the restaurant industry that business owners want their employees to be vaccinated, and some employees do not want to be vaccinated. So what are your rights around that? We're going to have an attorney come in and speak to that, as well as talk about the policies. You're going to need to change a policy now. If it's now a requirement for your employees to be vaccinated or X, Y, and Z, there's a policy change that needs to take place there. So they're going to come in and talk about that. We're also going to look at HCC price adjustment and contract terms. We're going to dissect an actual HCC contract. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me. We'll make sure that you get connected with us in the right direction, the right way. So a little bit before we end, and I know I'm not sure if Liz is on, but Liz Laura Carreño is going to join us. But real quickly, some next steps immediately. It's going to take you 2 seconds. Go to our website, hccs.edu/SBDP, register on our Constant Contact. Now, we're building the Constant Contact database. We have not started sending anything out yet. The Constant Contact database is going to get you information on our programs and our webinars. It's not going to get you information on bids. If you're interested in just learning about the workshops that we do and some of the workshops our partners hold, then you're going to want to register on our Constant Contact sign up. If you're interested in learning about the bid opportunities, then you're going to want to register as a vendor on our website. So there's 2 different things, and you can register for both of them. You're going to want to obtain as many certifications as you can. We're more than happy to help you with that. We're approached several times a week with small businesses that just, they need the encouragement to make it happen. So let's make it happen. Let me help you make it happen. Know your target customer. We can always meet again and talk about some of the other things that HCC procures. We always have a pipeline of projects that come through. We're continually changing with our program, so there is an abundance of opportunity for you. And then we want to make sure that you are seeking the opportunities and we're helping you meet your competency, attending pre-bid meetings when you can. If you cannot, make sure that you reach out to those individuals that participated, but make sure that you have everything you need necessary to work with them. Make sure that your certification is up to date. Make sure you're ready to actually subcontract or contract with them. And then partner with the larger firm if necessary. to work with them to work on some of these government projects. And then, of course, there's a large group of liaisons such as myself in the community that you'll see either virtually or in person. Keep in touch with us. Let us know what you need, because oftentimes the directors in the procurement department will reach out to each of us to help them meet their small business development goals. So I know Liz was going to join us. She wanted to talk a little bit about the small business, the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program, which is a grant funded program with HCC. I'm not sure if she's actually on. She did give me that slide. Is Liz on? If not, I can speak to her slide a little bit.
I don't see her on, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll speak to this just for a second, and then we can, if there's any questions, I'll answer your questions. Liz Laura Carreño is the program director for the Goldman Sachs program. Goldman Sachs is a grant-funded program that's housed in HCC. Many of you actually know Liz. She is well known in the community. This program right here will help your business grow. There are some minimums to participate. Under step 1, as you can see, you must be the primary owner or co-owner of the business. You must have revenues of at least $75,000 in the most recent fiscal year. And I've heard Liz say that that requirement used to be $100,000. They've reduced it to $75,000. You must have 2 employees, including yourself. And then your business has to have been in operation for 2 years. You can apply at that website. It is a free program. I encourage you to apply for it and go through it. I know if you apply for it and you don't make the class, I believe Liz will speak with you and help you look at your application a little further, or maybe connect you and show you what you need to do to make the cohort. Again, this is a great program. They're accepting applications until May 17th. We sent out information about this program. If you didn't get it, I'm more than happy to connect you with Liz. And on that note, I'll take any questions you may have.
May I say something real quick about the program? I and our company, we did the program in 2013, and our profit went up 52% after the class. And you have so many alumni with different businesses you can talk to and get information from. So this is a really, really good thing for small businesses.
And I thank you for that. And there is a alumni of everyone that has gone through the program. And I have personally talked to everyone that I've talked to that's gone through the program, told me how that's really helped them grow their business. And then it's taken them from point A really to point B, and it's brought out, helped them identify a lot of things in their business that they didn't see before. And I'm more than happy to give anybody any additional information on that or get you in contact with Liz.
So great. So if we were in person, Veronica, I would say, let's give Veronica a huge round of applause. Since we're not in person, we're still going to give you a huge round of applause.
Thank you.
So really, thank you for that. A lot of information. As I mentioned before she started, that she is the best in the field, one of the best in the field that I know anyway. And just very supportive of and committed to what she's doing. So we got a few minutes. We got some folks on the line. This is your chance to ask questions. If you have any interest in doing business with an organization like HCC, you can't get anyone any more knowledgeable or connected to these opportunities than Veronica. So here's your chance. Questions from any of you that have participated in today's session.
And we are looking at all of your vendor applications, so you'll be hearing from us. We'll let you know if you have a vendor application on file or not. And I promise none of you do. If you do, let me know. I'll be surprised.
Veronica, I'd like to meet with you just so I can see how us as the chamber, listening to you today was really kind of an eye-opening for me. I understand procurement, but I never really grasp how, I knew what we could do for you, but I see a bigger picture in how the chamber can partner with you to really kind of help our businesses here in West Houston, and especially for our chamber members. So I'll send you a separate email because I'd like to be able to meet with you and discuss how we can make that happen.
Perfect. There's a lot of opportunities for your members.
Awesome. We can talk tomorrow too.
Sure, that sounds great. Perfect.
So question, I have a question, Veronica, in terms of the selection process, right? So once you've done all of the requirements necessary to receive a bid and you respond to the bid, what's the selection process like? What can members expect during that selection process?
Okay, so I'll speak specifically to an RFP, which is a request for proposal. In that RFP document, even during the pre-bid meeting, evaluation criteria is listed. We let you know what we're evaluating you on, and we base the selection on that. So we may say we're evaluating you on and giving you 10 points for price. We're evaluating you on and giving you 15 points for small business participation. We're evaluating you on and giving you points for your references. So you are made aware upfront, and I consider that the heart of your response and the heart of the proposal. So the first thing you should look at when you're bidding on a project for a government entity is that evaluation criteria, because that lets you know what's important to us. That lets you know, is the price important, or is the execution plan important? Are your references important, or is your team important? So you want to get as high to 100 as you can. Whoever gets to that 100 actually wins. Now, what they'll do is they'll put everybody in a competitive range, and then they will start doing oral presentations in some instances, where if we want to get to know more about you, we'll have your team come forward and give oral presentations to our client and evaluation team. Now we have evaluators, everything is confidential. The evaluators receive everything electronically. They go through and evaluate the project. They're not related to the project. They signed agreements that they won't disclose any information. So the process is 100% confidential. So we base the evaluation criteria on, it's in the document, and that's how we select you. So small businesses, if you're certified, you will get additional points for partnering with the small business. If there's 15 points available on an RFP and 10 points go to a small business that's a prime, and then 5 points go to a small business that's a sub, you will get the 15 points. A prime that's not certified, that subcontracts out, will only get the 5 points. So 2 certified vendors working together come out ahead. And we made that change about 2 years ago. So you want to make sure if you qualify,
get in touch with.
Invitation for bids, as I said, that selection process is based on price. When you receive that document, you'll see it's based on price. You won't see that evaluation criteria, but you'll see the line items, and it's going to let you know, hey, this is an estimated quantity. We need to know your unit price. And then it'll be broken down for you. And then we base it on price. So it's specified in the document. And of course, a quote is just a quick purchase. We go out and get quick quotes, and those are awarded again based on price.
So I have a question, Veronica. Just because this whole process is new to me, how do small businesses connect together to partner to bid on something together? Do you just kind of figure that out when you're doing the bidding process to know who else is going for it? And it's like, oh, you have something, I can contribute this part, they can contribute that part, and then we can partner. How does that typically work?
Yeah, so that's pretty much what's been happening lately. It's kind of either it's an organic relationship that's developed during some of these types of networking activities, or you have gone onto the different websites for the agencies and downloaded that pre-bid sign-in sheet and identified who you want to partner with. I will say that if you stay engaged, and a lot of these events now are free, if you just kind of stay engaged and have your face out there, Houston is big, but the clique or whatever of people is small, right? So there's so many of us doing so many different things. You'll find that you'll partner and meet and engage with people just kind of organically. I know Milton, if you've never heard of this, it's the Greater Houston Business Procurement Forum. He holds those events at our campus, and I know Ed exhibits there every month. I have got the most success out of going to those events, just out of just people just organically coming there, just out of, I heard about this, I'm here, this is what I do. And they meet other people with similar services that they're trying to offer, and things just grow out of that. Now, we also participate in an interagency mentor protege program. If you're registered with the city or Metro or HCC or the port, you should have received an email about that. We are starting the program now, but that program was developed by Metro to partner a small business with a more, with a bigger, more developed firm that's done business with some of the government agencies. You also want to just register on all of these local government sites with the small business program. Metro, HISD, the Port, Houston First. We all put on an abundance of programs like this where you can hop in and out, leave your information. There's multiple breakout sessions. So there's a lot of opportunities still for you to meet either the big firms or the little firms that you want to engage with. I caution you against know your market, know who your client is, and pick one or two organizations that are going to help you to grow. Because sometimes everybody comes as members and of all these different groups and all these organizations. At the end of the year, you haven't participated in one thing and you haven't met anybody, right? So just kind of think about that on the beginning. The Houston West Chamber of Commerce, we've participated with them and Liz, the Goldman Sachs program, for many years. They're very active. Nothing has stopped. So find out who your target is. Who do you want to work with? We always talk to the proteges and we ask them, who is your ideal mentor, right? And so then they bring that back to us, and then we try to help them partner with somebody that is like that person.
Veronica, could you say a little bit more about what commissioning services are?
I can get you that information. Can you send me an email that came from the sourcing department? So he didn't give me a background on that.
Okay.
If you send me an email, I'll get you the background on that.
Should I leave my info in the chat room or directly to you?
Just directly to, can you send it directly to me?
I can.
Yeah, okay. That way I can get a response for you today.
Okay, thank you.
I think I missed it, Veronica. Do you mind putting your email in the chat again? I'm sorry.
Nope, I'll do it right now.
Thank you.
So I thought that was a great question from Tisha in terms of how do you identify someone to partner with? And to Veronica's point, getting involved is key. And certainly getting involved with this chamber will allow you to meet people that are in your same business and then outside of that business. So, building relationships, is very, very important. You may not want to partner with someone based on what you see or hear or witness within that person, that organization. It may not be a good fit for you. One good way to learn that is to be involved in an organization. Identify an organization where you can get involved in committees and folks know who you are and know what you do. So when there's an opportunity that comes up, even I can say, yeah, that looks like something that works well for her or for him. So Veronica, another question for you. What would you say would be a couple of mistakes that small businesses make when they are trying to do business with an organization like HCC? What should we be aware of? What are some areas you saw that small business should pay more attention to?
The certification that you hold and the certification that the agency that you want to do business with recognizes. So we don't take a hub certification because we're not a state agency, but I've witnessed primes lose points because they are subcontracting with a small business who said, yes, I'm certified small business. But when we go back and we do the verification, you have a hub certification, or you have a certification that we don't recognize. So, and that blemishes you with that prime, because they're mad because they lose the project. They're mad. They were supposed to get points because they were working with you. And then next thing you know, you didn't understand the certifications that you have. So that's come up quite a bit. The other thing that I would watch out for is making sure that you understand the contract terms and that you understand in a competitive situation, quantities are estimated. So make sure when you're pricing your product, you've done your research. The city of Houston, a few years ago on the procurement website, had a tool. It was a catalog where you could see live how much the city was paying for whatever it is, computers, pencils, so that when you go to bid on their projects, you know where to bid. And if you can't be competitive in that range, then maybe you should partner or wait until the next time around. Also, small businesses I've noticed coming into our office, they come in with their full intent to provide the services of their business. Maybe that's IT related. And then the client says, hey, I don't need IT related, but I need staffing. So I've watched our small businesses try to pivot from IT to staffing, right? Now stay in your lane, wait, right? Because IT is going to come up again. It's going to come up. So patience, it's just patience and giving up too soon. I know Ed's probably filled out that vendor application like 4 times and it's expired, but stay on top of it. And one other thing I want to say about the vendor application is people in their business, salespeople come and go. The best thing that you can do is when you fill out these vendor applications, you create a generic standard email address that you're going to use on every vendor application. That way, if somebody leaves your business, you can just go in, you have the one email address set up. We don't lose you and you don't lose us. We probably only have about 2,500 active people in our database. And again, it's because people fall off, their information is not kept up to date, salespeople leave. You forget about us because we didn't need your service at the time. So you have to stay engaged. I know it takes time. It's redundant, but you have to do it.
Great information. Okay, guys, we've got a few more minutes. Here's your opportunity to ask your question.
Hi, Veronica. Thanks again for your presentation. Question. So I recently got my certification for BE, MBE, and HEB from the city of Houston, and that's kind of how I got the email about this this thing. And then while you were talking, I went online to register as a vendor, and apparently, I guess I've already got an account. Do I have to do something additional, or did the city do that on my behalf?
No, so that's where the confusion is. You have an account because you're certified. So now what you really need to do 2 things. So with the city of Houston, go into their procurement website and fill out that vendor application, because that doesn't automatically happen when you get certified. And then when you log in, go back when you're in the portal where you said it identified you, go to the top where you see applications and look for our logo. And you can fill out the application there. If you have any problems with that, send me an email with your tax ID number and I can screenshot it to you. But more than likely, it's recognizing you. That's what happens a lot. And people miss a lot of opportunities because the system recognizes them, but you don't have an application. You have to have an application for HCC in order to hear about us. So if you can get past that point where you're in the system and you see our logo on the left, look for that application tab and fill it out right there. We changed our application too. It required some references, and we found that used to kind of hang up people in the system. They would get in there and they would say, oh God, I need 3 references. Think of these wonderful references and never come back. So we took the reference requirement out. If we ever want a reference from you, we're going to ask at that time. So we're trying to improve what we're doing. And your feedback is always appreciated, honestly. We do a lot of surveys out of our department. That's how we really develop our programming and the direction we're going. So even when you fill out the survey for Carrie, if you want to see a presentation on a topic, let me know. Because like I said, we're actively putting out webinars now based on your feedback.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other?
I have one other question, Veronica. So, you know, I'm a registered company. I've been so since 2015. But the certification, I was gonna go for the SBA certification. Is that a general enough certification that would be qualified? Would it be able to be qualified for these vendor? Or there are other specific ones that you would recommend for the certification?
Well, I would think first who you want to do work with, right? Because we take a different certification than Metro, than the city, and you'll find that Port, everybody kind of takes a different certification. The SBA may take you a little bit longer to go through that, but of course you can use it more places. The matrix that I showed you in the presentation, and it's on our website, we have those agencies listed in an order for a reason. We have Metro at the top and then the city, because we know you can quickly go to Metro, get certified, and go to the city, get certified. So we kind of listed those in order for a reason, and they are our local certifications here. So you're probably better benefited, you know, starting with the Metro and then the city, because essentially you need the same paperwork anyway to get the certifications at the different agencies. But if you are a hub vendor or qualify as a hub, when you fill out that application, the city will also certify you as a minority or a woman. So you can kill two birds with one stone that way. When you fill out the application, they can do it that way. Or if you become a member of an organization such as HMSDC, Houston Minority Supplier Development Council, or the WBEA, Women's Business Enterprise Alliance, they'll certify you and they'll help you fast track your application through the city to get certified as well. Those associations you pay for, but that is an option that's available. But what I would do, just since you're curious in all of this, the city and Metro offer certification workshops online, free. Do that. Metro is very active and easy. So you might want to just look on there at the requirements. They have certification specialists that can help you through that. So that's what I would recommend. If you're going to be here locally and do business locally with us, look at the local certifications and of course the SBA. But look at your client. HISD does not take what we take. So if you're interested in bidding on their projects, you know, look what they take and you know, kind of compare it to what other agencies take. Most people take the city of Houston. Yes.
Great question. So we have both Metro and the city of Houston who's going to be also presenting. Carrie or Devin, if you can kind of share with the group our lineup of presenters that's going to be coming up, that'd probably be helpful because Metro and the city is one of them.
Yeah, we will be having that come out probably in the next week. We've just now confirmed all 6 that we have coming from April through October. Metro is one of them. So we want to make sure, because every business is different. So we want to make sure that we're able to provide those, and we'll probably continue these as we move on with the chamber and provide these type of procurement webinars going forward.
So stay tuned.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah, stay tuned. Veronica, there was a question about commodity codes and where a person could go to find their particular commodity code or other commodity codes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the commodity codes, once you fill out the vendor application, you'll come across the commodity codes. It's a keyword search. So if you do promotional products, you'll want to just put in promo, and then you'll see the list of the codes. Always pick that high level. And if it gives you options for codes under, pick every one of them. You're not going to get overwhelmed with emails, because what happens is the buyer has to pick the same code you picked. So if you pick black pencil, the buyer picks white pencil, you're never going to meet. So pick every code in there so that you don't miss that opportunity. And it's NIGP codes, which is pretty standard across the board for most agencies. There's another code that's used, NAICS. But again, they're both keyword searches. You don't have to pick commodities that you actually sell. You can pick any codes that you're interested in. What you're doing is you're just telling us what you want to hear about. So we don't go in and look at your application and say, oh, he sells pencils. Why is he trying to sell us rocks? No, we don't do that. The notification system is just a way for you to find out information about what we're doing. There's a ton of opportunity. A lot of people think that the same people get the same projects over and over and over. That's not true. That's not true. When we start bringing in these small businesses and these new businesses into our ecosystem, they start burning rubber. I mean, we have so many new vendors that we're doing business with now through forums like this, where you see something that interests you. And then the next thing you know, you're off and running because you have people in the organization that will help you.
Yeah. Good deal. Fantastic. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to do the going once, going twice, going 3 times. There's no other questions, then I'm going to thank Veronica again, and I'm going to turn it back over to Devin to see if there's any last minute closing remarks from her or Carrie. But Veronica, you've done exactly what we wanted you to do for our members, and for you to kick off this series. It's been fantastic. So again, thank you for your time, for your commitment, and your passion behind what you're doing. We really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you. And send us any vendors' names that you want us to look up and verify if they're in the system. We'd be more than happy to do it. Just send them on.
All right, Carrie, Devin.
Right. Thank you, Ed. And thank you so much, Veronica. Like he was saying, this really was wonderful. And I just love how you took the time to research those members too, that would make good candidates. So I'm definitely going to be reaching out to some of them as well. All those charter bus companies, the catering companies, it's all just wonderful information. And I know, like Carrie said, we really want to work with you on how we can push this out to our membership, because a lot of the small businesses, like Ed was saying earlier, 68% of our membership is small businesses. And so this is information that they all need to know. So again, thank you so much. And you guys, if you saw in the link or in the chat section, I did post that YouTube so you can watch it over again if you feel like you missed any of the information today, or if you want to share it with your contacts and colleagues. And then I also posted a short survey, since this is the first of hopefully many webinars that we will be doing for the How to Do Business series. So just take a couple seconds just to fill out. It's just 6 questions, easy peasy. And again, just thank you guys all for being here today.
Also, just want to point out too that we will be starting on our website at hwcoc.org. We'll be having a virtual resource library. We will continue to add these business videos, webinars that we've had with all of the different businesses that we'll be doing, and they will be there permanently and live there. So if people have questions on how to do business with HCC, we can direct them right to our video library moving forward with Metro and the City of Houston. And we will continue to build this library so that it is a resource for our members and how they can continue to grow their business and make business. So this was fantastic. I can't wait to continue to grow this. I think this is an amazing benefit to be able to provide this at the Chamber for our members and for the businesses that are needing the smaller businesses. So thank you so much for attending. Veronica, thank you so much. And Ed, again, thank you for letting us pick your brain, because you have amazing ideas.
Fantastic, guys. Take care and be safe out there. We'll
Thank
see you.
you,
You all. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, yes, I'm actually looking to see.
That was pretty awesome.